That is a wonderful, wonderful gift. He is the chief NASA scientist on climate change. And NASA has a unit above Tom's Restaurant, if you are television fans. And on 113th Street in Broadway, we have many of the world's top climate scientists there. And then a little bit uptown in the Palisades, Columbia also has a unit called Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory, which is another center of great climate science. And our guru there, Wally Broker, is the scientist who coined the expression global warming in an article in 1974 in Science magazine. Now, what they tell me, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sorry to say it on a happy morning, but I'd say almost every day, somebody among these hundreds of scientists comes to me and said, Jeff, it's worse than we thought. That something is happening faster, there's some feedback that we didn't understand, there's some risk, there's some interaction. These are masters of reading what's called the paleoclimate record. What the ancient Earth tells us about how the Earth processes work. Jim Hansen has found, for example, that whenever the carbon dioxide was at the level that it is right now, ocean levels were several meters higher in the past than they are right now. What he says that means is that we've already put enough carbon dioxide into the atmosphere that when all the feedback happens, the melting of the glaciers, the melting of the ice sheets, and so-called other positive feedbacks. They're not positive, they just mean reinforcing feedbacks. We could be in a huge mess for what we've already done, but we're still doing a lot more. Now, there is a community of deniers out there, as you know, and the Wall Street Journal and Fox News are the centers of it. This is as cynical and nasty as it gets. This has nothing to do with honest doubt. This is games. This is twist the public mind games. Nothing less than that. This is Rupert Murdoch, who I regard as running nothing less than a criminal enterprise. It's easy to say now because there's mass criminality in this enterprise in the UK. And they just break the law, but they also break every standard of decency as well. It is just corporate propaganda. Nothing else than that. It's the oil industry, it's coke industries, and nature, not coke, drink, KOCH, who are the two super rich brothers who have about $60 billion between them and are the number one financiers of the far right in this country, who want to cut their taxes even more, if you can imagine, and who want to break all the environmental regs because their industry is oil. And they don't want anybody controlling them, and they don't want any resistance at all, and they buy the politicians left and right. And so this is what we're after. Now, nature is, finding a way to help people understand this issue the hard way. And we have more extreme events, more disasters taking place. And people do understand across this country, and it's around the world. I don't know how many of you saw, dozens of people have, I think it's dozens now, have drowned in Beijing from the most extreme flooding in modern history in the last couple of days. And the same is happening, extreme flooding in Japan and extreme droughts in Africa. And then these propagandists of the Wall Street Journal sit there and write this insidious stuff, which is so devastating. So that's why we have to pierce through and tell our congressmen and our politicians and our community leaders and our mayors, by the way, because every city has to get prepared for this also. This isn't just national, this is everywhere. That we just don't want to go over the cliff as a species by being so dumb that we're listening to Coke Industries and ExxonMobil to tell us about the future. I mean, we're not so stupid. And that's what we have to inform them, that they can't be so stupid also. They have to understand that their own children and their families and everybody is going to be in peril by this. So the pledge that I'd like to suggest to Ken is the following. With Citizens Climate Lobby, which I know is already working closely with Jim Hansen, and with our long-standing relationship with Results, I want to pledge that the Earth Institute will put its signs behind both organizations so that we can find a way that when there are queries, questions, either from an advocacy point of view or from the public, what does this mean, we can get a response to you that's authoritative, knowledgeable, helpful for this cause. Because that's what I do every day. Somebody says to me, someone says this, and I write and I send an email to my colleague, and they say, oh, don't listen to him. He was wrong about this, this, and this, and he's wrong about this for the following reasons. And it's nice to have 300 scientists answering your email each day. So I want to have 300 scientists answering your emails also. So we'll... give you the support and make sure that there are answers, because you will hear responses and you'll want to know, what does this mean? And we'll get some authoritative and knowledgeable information to you at any time.